Established. We have, our quorum is 3, is that correct?
Yeah.
So we have a quorum. So you're off the hook again tonight.
But she can be in.
I'm supposed to do high possibly. No, I don't know.
I need all kinds of stuff.
All right, approval of the minutes, October 16, 2023.
I think under old business development review. How much to do? 1,860.
Where are we talking about?
930. Right here.
Why would it be 1,860? Because
It's just two floor.
930
is the footprint. Not the square footage of the house.
Yeah, so maybe we should get the actual.
Okay.
footage.
If 930 is the footprint, is that
Yes.
correct?
Yes, the houses are about 14.
Yeah, I think you did the math right then.
They're, how much? 14?
I think they're about 1,400 square foot houses, but the foundation footprint is 930 square feet.
Right.
So I can.
So you
change
want
that.
what if we call it 14?
What is it?
I think they're 1,420 square feet of living space on a 930 square foot foundational footprint.
Okay.
Support it like that.
Yeah. It-
Okay.
That's probably a good thing to, yeah. Other than that, anything else?
No.
Then I'll make a motion, then we accept the draft minutes as amended.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Any opposed, say no. Now we're at old business, no land use ordinance, development review. Osborne affordable property, and here we go with your 930, we can fix that sometime maybe, but. On the next ones, Osborne affordable property, map 17, lot 9A, application MD 02-23 to develop 2 930 square foot, 2-bedroom, single family homes to be offered as low moderate income rental units. We had a site review.
Yeah,
I don't have that here, it's probably in here.
Yep.
yeah. We're up for the finding of facts. We did all the other stuff already.
Okay,
Site review was good, all setbacks met.
I'm sorry,
Site review was good, all setbacks met.
right.
Yeah.
And we're at the findings of fact, is that correct?
So the total number of total square footage should be the same. So 1,420 instead of 1,860.
It says 1,860 here.
Yeah, I knew I had read it on there.
Yeah.
Couldn't remember where.
Yeah. Does that equals out, because didn't you say, or does it equal out?
There are 2 houses, each having a footprint of
Right.
930 square
Right.
feet. But that's just the footprint.
Yeah.
The building are 1,420 square foot. of
So
living.
that would get changed as well.
And that's in the findings of fact.
Correct. First paragraph.
Yeah, third line.
Okay.
Other than that, I think they look good.
Go ahead and give you already gave your correction.
Yep, I did. Yep.
Okay. All right, let's go through findings of fact, make sure. I'm not gonna reread all these, I don't think I have to, do I?
Oh, I just thought we already did that.
We did. It's just a matter of making sure that we're all bases are covered. And on A, standards have been met. B, standards met. Heard something, but. D, standards met. Standards met, yeah, standards met. Met, not applicable. Met. Met. Applicable. Applicable. And there. Then I make a motion that the findings of fact on MD 02-23 be accepted as amended.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Alright.
Any opposed, say nay. There's that. Now, where are we with this one? This is now a complete,
But we have to sign the finding of facts.
well, we have to sign the one that's been amended.
Well,
We have to sign the one that's been amended. Look, where's my notes for the minutes?
it's already done complete.
We already have done complete. All right. So the next up is no public hearing, right? We didn't do that one?
Did we do it the time before?
We did it first meeting.
Yeah.
Mhm. And
Yeah,
that's a
that's
minor.
already been
That's
done.
already been done, so we're at, approve or not? All right,
I move the board approve, application MD 0223.
Second.
any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Any opposed, say nay. And now all three of us have to sign that permit as well, correct?
After it's been. Come in and do it.
Mhm. Yeah. I'll let you know.
So this is gonna be done after this meeting, but I don't have to come back in 2 weeks. Is that what I'm hearing?
Right.
No, you don't have to come back in 2 weeks unless you want to.
You can come to anything you want.
Particular piece of paper.
Yeah,
Come and pop up.
No. Carrie will write out we'll work up the permit and the findings of fact with the changes that we had discussed and send us a text message or an email or something. We'll have to come in and sign everything. And then it'll come to you through the,
You're good to go, just,
Would you like me to mail it or would you like to pick it up?
You can just, you got my email, or the I was working for probably at gmail.com. Just email me when it's ready. I'll come and pick it up.
Got it.
When does work start?
Well, gotta get the money.
Oh.
Main housing is still not come up with the $420,000 yet, so
well, it's good for what, 2 years?
Yeah,
hopefully we'll be done with it.
No, you just have to start it within the first
Start it,
2 years,
well-
from what I understand.
Yeah, well,
get them going on the septic, you'll be all right.
but, yeah, we've got all the money except for the main housing money, so if I can ever get them to write me a check, it'll be good.
All right, so we're clear of this one. Moving on, Islesboro Economic Sustainability Corporation, map 17, lot 23, application MD 03-23 to renovate, regrade, improve parking lot at the Island Market. Last time we met, we asked for a few things, and I believe we've gotten them.
I didn't see plan, buffer planning, did I miss that? Or did I miss it?
Pardon?
Buffer plannings,
Oh, the actual planting list?
Yeah.
that is something that we will have to do some research on. Our thinking is that we will, ask, island folk with, empirical knowledge of what are deer resistant. And unfortunately, the deer that visit our property have failed to read deer resistant plants. But, that's something that we will be providing, and so we'll just have to search out, who on the island has the experience with plantings that have resisted some of the deer.
Are you planning to, have tall plantings to screen in between the parking and the Hossicks?
Yes, on that 15 foot plus or minus, actually, it's greater than 15 feet between, the end of the parking field and the Hossicks property. We will have some taller plantings. We may do some hollies or, something that the deer will find distasteful and that will grow relatively quickly, but can be controlled. But as we approach the main road and the main road right of way, those definitely will be lower plantings because we don't want to obscure the line of sight.
Right.
And likewise, the planting between the island parking field and the right of way will be relatively low so that people can see what's going on. But it's there to beautify that entrance as well and offer some distinction between the Boardman Road right of way and the parking field. So people know that that's a private way. Now, we've provided some of the dimensions for you.
Yep.
Granted, the building is at a slight angle to the main road right of way, so the dimension that we've provided, the 12.5 feet, is the least dimension. It gets a little bit larger as you progress southerly on the main road. But if you take that 12.5 feet and then the additional 12.5 feet to the actual paved, what would be the paved drive itself for the main road, that gives us roughly 25 feet, which is ample room for the accessible parking space, the accessible aisle, and a future ramp that would be
Yeah,
provided.
it still fits.
Mhm. Yeah, it was a tight squeak, but it works.
Mhm.
On your truck parking spot, you have those blocks marked off there. Are they gonna be even with the grade or are they gonna be above?
They'll be roughly even with the grade. They may be about an inch taller, just to distinguish. We're also thinking of using different gravels on the right of way and maybe reclaim on the truck parking, so that it's very clear to people who are using the right of way that that is the Boardman Road, as opposed to, and distinguishing it from the truck parking.
And that's gonna be clearly marked or is it just gonna be? right
There'll be
where-
signs.
What are your thoughts on that?
Well,
Just asking or?
well, yeah, I'm just asking. I mean, I don't know if it's gonna be clearly marked or not, cause anybody's gonna be able to park there. If you say truck parking, then trucks with trailers can park.
Right, right.
Correct.
That's just curious, that's all.
Well, it's where they've been parking
Right,
fairly traditionally, although in the past, I mean, we've seen evidence that some of the trucks were parked perpendicular. And I think you may have mentioned it the last time, that may impede people using the right of way. So we'll definitely make sure that it's clear that it's parallel parking. And the other aspect of it too, at the end of that drive, there's an access to Michael Boardman's property, and we want to distinguish that from the parking area. So we'll actually take some plantings to provide an area that clarifies that this is his private entrance. What he is experiencing now are some people are parking across that access,
Mhm.
and it impedes his ability to get into his own driveway. So we want to make that clear. So there will be planting in that area, plus a sign to keep out. Something along those lines.
Right,
Not that it has bearing on our decision of any sort on this, but if you're gonna be putting stones in as a delineator, with like a row of stones in, I can see them coming up first time you plow the snow. You might want to
Well, if, we were thinking of the large Belgian block, I mean, not the smaller ones, but the giant ones.
Yeah,
And if it turns out that those are not adequate, we can certainly put in a granite, curb. You know, an 8-inch deep curb, and it would be very hard for someone to pick that up. But that's some, I mean, Bill, you've been doing the plowing along that area,
Yeah,
so that's something that we can
I have no
coordinate.
idea where the snow will go now.
there are none right now, are there?
No, I say, I don't know, this is really the first time I've seen the plan, because I couldn't really open it up big enough on.
Oh, okay.
Um, But
The screen comes in handy.
Very classy display.
All right,
this is where the trucks are parking,
yes,
and this is where you're talking about having a barrier of some sort. here.
yes. Mhm,
So I always plowed, I just always plowed it up against
mhm,
this property line over there of the hospital.
right.
So I don't know, I don't idea where I'll plow now.
Well, no, you should be able to still go over that.
Well, I won't be able to go over the barrier there.
Well, it will actually be less than an inch
Oh, yeah.
above the grade. That.
Yeah.
the
Just
intention-
enough to hook a plow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how do you envision a truck would drive in now and turn around and like
That's
it's still.
exactly the way they're
And
doing it.
then come up into that little area, and
Right.
they have access on that road, they have access onto the main road, so there's two access places.
No,
No?
no. One of the things that I did notice is, and this might be a little clearer, I think everyone here knows what thing I get. We've confirmed, having gone out there, that this area, which is in the right of way, but is currently being used as part of the driveway,
Yeah.
is not paved. It's just more gravel. So our intention is to actually bring that planting and incorporate that area into the planting bed. So the truck parking is clearly defined and the right of way is narrowed to the 25 feet, making it a lot safer for people to go in and out. Because right now there's
Yeah.
all kinds of crazy,
So where does the truck, how does the truck or trailer exit onto the main road?
well, they'll simply come out,
Those barriers won't be here.
the barriers are low.
Are you gonna drive over the barrier?
Oh, of course, yes.
So why are they barriers? You know, what?
Just to mark off where the trucks are available.
Think of it as a paint.
Yeah, paint line.
It's a painted line without on the graphic.
Yeah, we want to respect the fact that there is a right of way, there are.
I see, I saw those as barriers.
No, they're
They don't have to
ground,
stick up
right.
an inch either, they can be flush with the ground.
Yeah,
Whatever, yeah,
You don't plow down to the ground, you leave an inch or two.
if you have a good plow with it. But
we're dealing with precision here.
Also, depends on whether the ground is frozen.
that's right.
Right, exactly.
But the purpose of that, you know, as we were starting to point out, is to respect the right of way, make it clear that this is a functional access road to private residences, which we will be using, but we don't want people to abuse it. And so the distinction between the private roadway and the parking area, we felt was an important asset.
And there's probably gonna be a learning curve.
There always is.
Oh, geez.
Bring John Junior back.
That's right. That would help.
Put him there.
Getting kind of a whistle out there.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Okay, are all parties satisfied? Board members are satisfied?
Oh, there was one.
Board, if you're satisfied or not, you can speak up.
I did want to mention it, at the last meeting, I did hear that, there was a mention that the parking spaces could be approximately 10 feet by 20. And, we understand that that gives us a little bit of flexibility, but we also recognize that a lot of people are using pickup trucks, which have a little bit more elbow room required. So we'd like to keep it as close to the 10-foot width as possible. The 20-foot depth, we have no problem with, we have ample room for that. And that would allow people to maneuver and get in and out of parking spaces without hanging themselves up on the landscaping.
Excuse me. Are we okay with a, explanation of planning buffer? It's your question, it was your question, are we okay with the explanation on the planning buffer?
Yeah,
All right. Then I guess the next step would be to determine whether, if nobody else has any other questions, or if all questions are answered on it, then okay, moving forward.
Well, I don't see, I'm there almost daily and they have 7 spots marked off for parking, and I never see 7 cars in a row there.
Well,
And they have 2 spaces for loading and offloading trucks. And there's always cars parked everywhere on the bottom part right there. And I know last time that they were gonna talk to the, I forget his name.
The guy.
Yeah, about them parking the car somewhere else.
yeah,
Yeah,
Well, they have been doing that,
there's one person that parks,
which is fine. I know she's
Right.
pregnant, and it's great, but in that case, she should be parking up there by the gas pumps.
I don't know, I think it's for
and
Helen, and I don't think that,
Okay, well, even her, if she's handicapped, because they're gonna have a handicap spot, she should be parking a lot closer.
they got access to that back door.
I just don't see it, that's all I'm saying.
This guy's gonna start parking.
well, he said he would tell his employees.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've actually designated an employee parking.
Yes, I
area.
saw it.
Around the back.
And I spoke with Sky about that.
Yeah.
He said, you know, when they start improving that area,
Yeah.
they'll make sure it's flat
Yeah,
enough.
it's kind of difficult to do, I think.
And we do have stairs in the rear that
Yes,
are
I know.
being constructed as part of the new addition.
Oh, they go up to the east, yeah,
It's on that.
so that's how they can come up here.
I've seen lots of cars, I've never sat there and counted how many have been
You
there.
don't have to count, you can drive up and see.
I've been there, but there's been a lot of them, and I never counted them, I'm sorry, but
I mean,
they're gonna have whatever parking spaces they have, whether
Right.
it's 7, 9.
well, for that size of a building in a grocery store, is there an amount of parking that you're supposed to have?
How can? It's already there.
Right,
It's
so
got more
everything, so
parking
you're
now
saying
than when the
everything is
garage was there.
everything grandfather.
I'm sorry?
So what you're saying is everything
I'm not
grandfather.
using the word grandfathered, I'll say pre-existing. I will not use the word grandfathered. But they have more parking, even as it sits right now, more parking than they did when the garage was sitting there.
Well, no one's ever brought up how many, that a market of that square footage, how many parking spots they should have.
it's in there, but that would be for a new, for something new, I believe.
Yeah,
It's in.
If they were building a brand new store, that'd be a different story.
Right, so we are saying everything's grandfathered.
No, it's pre-existing.
Yeah, yeah, I don't know. Pre-existing or what, it's still grandfathered to me.
Potato, potato.
They don't say grandma. No.
No, they don't say grandmother, and you cannot find the word grandfather in that book.
Oh, I bet.
Anybody see a reason to go for a site review on this?
Yeah,
Okay. We're gonna assume that everything's gonna get marked out, and we'll do a site review then. So I move that, where are we? Where is it? Right here.
that's it, right there.
That MD 03-23 be tabled for a site review.
Second,
Any discussion?
a lot of stuff should be marked off on that site review then.
No discussion being heard, we'll do a site review. All in favor, say aye.
Alright,
Any opposed, say nay. All right. Now, who's gonna go on that site review?
I'll go.
I would be shocked if you didn't.
I'll go Dave.
Okay.
How much of it can be marked off?
Well, you guys need to get me a list of what you wanna see marked off, so I can tell these folks what they need to do before site review.
I would say. Both
But right now, I'm looking at it as a parking.
Put it in mark-
I know.
In every parking spot, you can put like a spray candle line with the spray can, where the lines are gonna go.
I think Dylan could just measure the.
We just take a measurement.
We could do that too.
You want to determine whether this is major or minor at this meeting?
We haven't done that yet? Yeah, we probably ought to then. We hadn't done that. All right. We can do that. And right now, we're in the middle of that other conversation. Is that all right?
Okay, so what do we have to mark off?
Just I would say the perimeter of the parking area
And the truck parking.
and the truck, but I figured that as parking area, but that's
It
okay.
is
yeah.
grossly this and that.
Right.
That way they can measure between that and the boundary line.
And it can be done with, like somebody said, a can of spray paint. It could be, yeah.
There's actual surveyor's marks out there right now.
Yeah. Yeah. Was that it? Delineate, perimeter, so, cause you can, like Isabel said, you can just measure the perimeter and divide by 10, and you get what you get. That it?
Maybe well, it'll be obvious where the retaining walls are gonna be and where the
Well, that-
employee parking will be.
I think he said the surveyor mark was there, but that would have to be marked.
It's sort of where, just where it
Yeah, right where it says,
dives
where it
off.
says 50 foot, 25 foot, 41 foot, all that part there should be marked.
I don't see that. Where is that?
I think you want it straight in another filing. And around the. So you can see where.
Was it ETA for a future land amendment?
Yes. Yeah. No, not an ETA, I'm sorry. Not an ETA. Then that'll be something that they'll have to go through, that for handicap ramp for the future, that's something they just go to you on? Yeah. Yeah, I guess with a can of spray paint, you're gonna kind of delineate the right of way, of course, which will include that, retaining wall is theoretically gonna be. I know that there's a trash dumps are already up on top of the hill, and I know where the fuel tanks are. And it's pretty much gonna follow that same curve, but isn't there a lot of fill up in that area too?
Yeah, but there are marks in the ground.
There are marks.
Unless the guy knocked them down. That's,
Are we following?
no, I think that.
Do it before it's done.
I think they're still there.
Yeah, I think there's still there.
You haven't plowed them out yet? Particular interest to where Mike's driveway is? Kind of paint that area in.
It's pretty obvious.
I know where Mike's driveway is, but they have this buffer zone that they were just talking about putting, shrubs in or something. So yeah, kind of drawn out on the ground, the way that the map shows it's drawn out on the ground.
You just have to keep in mind the grade isn't.
I know, the grade is not right where it's supposed to be yet, I understand that. Hopefully everybody else can understand that as well.
So our next meeting is on the 13th of November, so we need to do this before that.
Yeah,
What's everybody doing next Friday?
Sounds good to me.
That's Friday,
Friday coming up, Friday, coming up Friday,
Third?
Yeah. Yeah, third, the fourth,
Third.
third, yes.
That'd be the
What
third.
is it?
Can you get everything marked off by then, or?
Sure.
Okay,
If it doesn't rain all the time.
yeah,
Right?
when's
that ever happen?
let's say, cause it's starting to get dark, so let's say 3 o'clock in the afternoon, that work, you guys? You folks?
Mhm.
Okay, all right, so November 3rd. Or 4th,
Third.
3rd, November 3rd. 3 o'clock. Okay.
All right. Now that that's settled out, major, minor. What is the terminology I'm looking for?
Major minor development.
Development.
Yeah. I would say. The size, it probably qualifies as minor. They're not actually building anything, they're. Reworking what they've already got.
Right.
Yeah.
You agree? So we'll move that it is that. MD 0323 is a minor development
second,
discussion. All in favor, say aye. Any opposed, say nay. What else have we forgotten?
Public hearing.
Public hearing. We didn't do that one either. Okay, do we feel that the public hearing is necessary? Do we have any written requests from abutters or?
I haven't seen any.
Okay, well, I don't necessarily feel that there's any need for a public hearing. How does anybody else feel?
I don't think so.
Then I move that, no public hearing required for MD 03-23.
Second,
Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
No.
Any opposed, say nay. Now we are on to further things on our agenda, is that correct? Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Who you gonna be?
And you gonna do the findings of fact for the next
Well, we ought
one,
to,
or
I'm sorry,
I'm thinking.
you gonna do the findings of fact and criteria for
Wednesday,
approval?
because
for which, this one?
No,
After site review?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
They're gonna do it this week.
Oh, they're doing it this week.
We should do it Thursday in case it rains.
Yeah, we should.
Can we carry this conversation out in the hallway while we continue?
You get your mic, guys.
thank you, guys.
Not trying to be rude.
Well. Can't even talk over it.
All right, new business, land use ordinance, currently endorsed use of West Bay Farm Trust, care of Daryl Craig, map 18, lot 1, application code 49-3. To construct a pier, gangway, float ramp to the pier.
There they go.
And we have a representative from Bartley and Dorsey.
Okay. It's pretty standard stuff. Have we got our EPA and Army Corps of Engineers?
Yeah, DEP and Corps of Engineers are both signed off on it. There's no submerged land lease required on this particular project.
Okay,
On photos that were provided, there's another dock in there that was recently put in there. And it's not in these pictures.
Is that the? I think it shows up in the aerial photograph that we included.
Yeah, there, it's right there. There's the proposed here that we're talking about right now.
That's the other
That's the
grade,
existing, yeah.
and there's one. Right here. That we just permitted, they just put it in,
You think, right?
yeah, isn't that in between the
I
two?
thought that was it.
I think that's the other. Great. If there's. I would say. And. It would be,
Saying decent reasons in this area.
yeah, I guess it would be, that's their house, huh? So I
Yeah.
guess it wouldn't really have any bearing.
No,
Right. I was just afraid it was
oh, yeah.
too close.
Informational question, why is there no submerged land permit required?
Will, you
Because
wanna take this?
He was pointing to you, go ahead.
Okay, because there's no permanent structure below, low water.
Okay,
So that last granite crib is just above the low water mark, and the submerged lands is everything below low water.
all right.
The ramp and the float don't count.
No, I understand. I understand. Right, what is our normal procedure on these again? Normal procedure is? Site review,
Site review, and I will get in touch with Earl tomorrow
yeah,
to have him
that was the other thing, that's a normal procedure is
harbor master.
harbor
review.
master.
Yeah.
Anybody have anything before we make that motion?
Does anyone look into aquaculture leases when, these piers are proposed?
Yes, so when we submit these applications to the state and Army Corps, the DEP then forwards a copy of them on to the Department of Marine Resources and Inland Fisheries and Wildlife. And we get comments back from both of those agencies. So if there's any conflict with marine leases, then we would know during that process. Most of the time, though, these are so close to shore that, you know, we don't, very seldom do we have conflicts. The only time we have conflicts with marine leases is usually in the rivers, like the Madomic River or the Damariscotta River, because there's so much oyster farm going on in those rivers. That sometimes there can be navigation issues there. But very seldom do we have any issues on the islands. And mainly because we're so close to shore.
Okay.
All set, Joe? You got any questions? What?
Good to me.
All right,
No,
then,
no butters or nothing, right?
It's land use.
We've got, make a motion for, where is it? LU 49-23 for a site review and for a letter from the harbor master.
Second,
Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Any opposed, say nay. All right, who wants to do this site review?
do them all at once.
Might well. You can do them on the same day if you want.
Yes,
Do that, Gil?
might as well, there's only two of us here.
Well, Wendy, you could go.
Yeah, we need to go.
If you wanted to. I could say I could go, but then I'd be like,
We'll do that one at 3:30. We mark
Do
it
the
first,
floor
and
first.
do the store first, and do this one at 3:30. Can you, can you, have somebody over here maybe put a flag in the ground where that thing's gonna hit land?
Yeah, I sure can. What was the date that you're having that site walk?
November 3rd.
November 3rd, okay.
Yep.
And where is this? This is Jack Coffin's old house?
I think it is, yeah.
Go down that drive.
Yeah, yeah. Now that you mention that, I think that is it.
we all set for the site review?
Got a time, got a date?
And what is,
That's Will. Yeah.
Will is all set with everything now?
Yep,
All right. Then
Yep.
we're gonna move on and continue our meeting.
all right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks, Will.
All right, nothing new in development review, other business, we've got a CEO report. Oh, wow, my name's finally on there.
You got it done, Gil.
Yeah,
What are you building now?
I'm not, I'm already done building it. That was that barn that I put those two big cows in right now. That I just squeaked over the 120 square feet, so I figured I better get a permit.
Yeah.
And after I all built, said and done, I should have gone a lot bigger.
Always.
You can put another.
I know.
Well, you could add on 12 feet,
Yeah,
with no permit.
right. I don't know, can I add it on or does it have to, can it be attached?
Well, it's good to, you know.
Don't attach it for an inch.
Okay. Put foam in between. right?
Yeah.
All right. People wishing to address the planning board, do we have any of those?
Nobody? Terry? Hi, Terry.
We have no correspondence, anybody got a committee report?
We're meeting again on the 9th.
Yeah,
This is
had a
still
hard-
for the LU, whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, and I have no additional business. Anybody wanna make a motion to adjourn the meeting?
So moved.
Second,
Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Any opposed, say nay. Okay. Thank you for, getting us on that track with the, major minor. And there was something that was gonna come back too.
Get that out of the way.
you are taking Peggy's place.
Slowly, very slowly.
Oh, she's good.